Yeah, we kind of just started. One or two things today, but I'll have some hard work.
What are you doing late?
My schedule not consume as much chalk, because the ones that are out there now, they might spit out a little bit, and they might just dump, pounds in one spot, you know what I mean? So, and I don't know when the last time it was.
That dirt, I think, how much it was for a load of that dirt. So about $1,500. That'll probably be a big time. But that's the only thing I have. John, anything else running? That's the only thing I have. The grant, we haven't heard anything. Miranda put in for a couple of grants that we're waiting on. T-Mobile was one of them, wasn't it?
T-Mobile, UNAVAILABLE, and I tried for the migrated grant for Cash Road, paving that.
Yeah, paving it. Hopefully they won't. Yes, yes. And speaking of that, Steve and I is meeting with a guy Wednesday, isn't it, Steve? He's wanting to demonstrate some pothole stuff that's guaranteed like for 3 years. Me and Steve ain't got it in their minds how this works, because he says it's mined and they don't they don't put nothing with it, but it's guaranteed for 3 years. So one of the places that Steve was talking about is over there on Park Road when you come off of 231, and they have to go over and put gravel in. Mm-hmm. So we talked about, we'll just see how good that stuff is. Try it in that spot, and then some other spots. Can I say one thing too? Do we have, or have we had in the past, a grant committee?
It's been a while, and I think so.
Probably back during the Eldridge Bynum years.
Yeah.
Was that a good thing? Was that a productive thing, or do you have any recollection of that?
Eldridge was really good at it, that's all I know.
Eldridge was basically the grant committee. There might have been some other people on there, but Eldridge was the one that got out. He said, well, we've got this grant. Some of the things that's really helping us too is, and the one that she's talking about that came from Mike Rada, he sends us a list every so often of certain grants that we can apply for. Mm-hmm. And that's how we came up with this one for the widening of the road, to apply for it. So every once in a while, but if y'all would like to put a grant committee together, I just wondered, would that be sort of like the park board, I guess, and it wouldn't necessarily have to be council people or people from the town government? It could just be any individual that's interested and able to volunteer, has the skills to do that. Yeah. Okay. Well, we don't have to make any decision or anything tonight. I just we can look into that. Might be something that we could look into. Yeah, we can do that.
Hey, because I'm not good at writing. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, I'm not. We wrote grants last year.
One that did get them.
Now, they did send not all the grants out, that's for other people in the community that would benefit, like the Leach Mill, and then there's a professional development place right here, forwarded it to them. Because, we do get a list of all different types of grants, and it was for like classroom grants for books and stuff like that, and libraries. So if I get them, I do forward them to people in the community.
Yeah. I
think that's something that we maybe, we put that on the agenda for next month. Just do some research and have some discussion between now and then.
Chamber,
The chamber board has not met this month, since the month has been weird. The second Tuesday is next week, so I don't have any report from chamber, other than, I think since the last time we met here, we had Ms. Bowman did the grand opening for, the new urgent care. Which I thought went really good. The mayor and Ms. Don were there for that, so. I helped with it.
and I did get a report, Teresa had talked to somebody that they were coming down like the flu or something,
Mhm.
and they went out there and got one of those IVs, that immune or whatever it was. And she said the next day, she said, she was back going, so I don't know. I'm kinda like, Steve, I don't know about this, putting this needle in my arm,
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
I have.
And you doing good?
Yeah.
Okay. Utility. All me and Steve gets is, pumps going out, valves going out.
Yep.
The police department, we're down, one of them's over, I guess, headed to Africa. Ken, he's back on light duty doing office stuff, but it's, merit raise for Officer Thompson, or Thomas, that'll kick in on his next paycheck. He was here a year, the 2nd, so it'll start on then. All right, the next, is the adoption of the new agenda format. If y'all like this one that she's put out there, then that's what we'll.
I would like to take some time to look at that state code and just go over that.
Okay.
Personally. Something so would we, let me ask you this, how would we do this? We just make a motion and say we're gonna adopt this format, or do we actually amend the resolution, our procedure resolution?
On procedure resolution, I'm talking about the organizational
That we did at the organizational meeting, yes.
yes, we would have to put the amendments. That one, did not say, I don't think it has anything in regards to the format of the agenda.
If I recall, it does.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's that, because then we could amend it to read,
Because it had, if I remember right, which I might not be, so y'all check it. But I think that it had the only difference that I remember was that we did public comment at the end.
right,
Which we do not do.
for public speaking, right.
That's the resolution that we passed.
Let me.
Sorry, y'all, hold up. Well, you don't have to look at it now. I'm just saying, is that how we would handle this? We would amend that
Yes, we
resolution.
would amend that resolution.
Okay, that's the question I asked.
Well, actually, it's not a resolution, it is an ordinance.
Okay, so we would just amend that.
Yes.
So, other questions about the agenda doesn't necessarily pertain to the format, but I mentioned last month that we're not receiving the agenda prior to the meeting. Now, this month it was sent out yesterday afternoon, right? Everybody, I guess all that.
Yeah.
And this is just personal, I do not feel like that is enough time for me to look at that and make potential decisions. I take this serious. We all took an oath to do this to the best of our abilities. 24 hours is not enough time for me to look at an agenda with all the stuff that we have and to gather as much information as we can before we come and sit down in these meetings to ask the questions that we need to ask. So
How long you want to try to?
I personally, I would like to say Monday evening
Before the meeting on Thursday.
before the meeting on Thursday.
Make that my motion.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, and also have any minutes that would need to be approved.
Do the whole into the packet, so what you want.
Yes.
Okay, that's no problem. Now, as I sent in the group text to everybody, you know, I had a doctor's appointment Monday, and then I died on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why it was so late getting to y'all. Any other time?
Well, I just wonder if we don't need to put that into our procedures
Yeah, would you?
resolution whenever we make these changes. Okay, concern number 2 on that. Steve, did you receive an agenda prior to this meeting? Prior to coming in here and sitting down?
I got it off the table.
When you came in here? Okay, did you, in the past, have you received an agenda prior to a meeting?
How far in the past you talking about? Last several months, no, but I have
Okay,
had them before.
is there any reason why that change has happened?
Well, when I
Yes.
first started, we didn't get a heads up on anything. You walked into the package.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
Miranda
is
said
something
yes.
Miranda started.
Yes, okay. And it goes back to, yes, it is public knowledge. But it goes back to coercion, was it coercion?
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes back to that.
how,
And
so
that's it,
explain
yeah.
that.
We've been doing it though, right? And then we stopped doing
It
it.
will occur. Because, you know, as we're learning these classes, the ones that y'all are attending and all this stuff, you know, they're talking about the code violations. And there's a lot of code violations that were, a lot.
So what you're telling me, Miranda, is that our department heads cannot receive an agenda.
Oh, no, they can get an agenda.
Okay, what I'm asking is, why did that stop? Is there a reason?
Well, because, not really a reason, but there's really no need.
Well, yeah, I think there probably is. I mean, he's over the water department, the street department, and the park. He's been here for 40 years. Personally, I value his opinion just the same way as I value Ken's
And he's
opinion
at every meeting.
and your opinion and Michelle's opinion, because I don't know these things. So I want people like Steve, Ken, Miranda, and Michelle to have just as much knowledge or more knowledge in advance on something as they can, so that when I come sit down in this meeting, I can say, Steve, tell me what your thoughts are on this.
But if it persuades your vote, that is where the felony and misdemeanor comes in.
She's asking a question about
If it persuades his vote,
So Steve's opinion, Steve's professional opinion,
because he is a department head.
So if they did get the agenda prior, we would not be able to discuss.
So do I need to
Yes.
resign out every Thursday, first Thursday of the month, then come in here and then go back to work after the meeting maybe?
No.
But see, that's the issue of everything. So,
you
So
see
we're
what-
saying if you discuss it prior to the meeting, but if they ask a question of the department head in this public meeting,
and yet,
and you're giving what they're asking you, you're giving back a response.
if it,
How are you gonna know it persuaded? You don't know what they were gonna vote to start with. I'm just asking.
I think we need to get some clarification from some legal counsel on this.
Yeah.
You on vacation? I think, yeah.
Yes, he's in Panama or
So if, so I wonder what like others use do, and they have counsel, like legislature or whatever, do they
Yeah, I don't
follow
know.
the same procedures or is there a reason?
Everybody's usually set up a little different. Some do not give out, monthly financial statements. Some give out quarterly. Some don't give none at all. So everybody, as far as what each county or town does, their procedures are gonna be different, but the basic route of how it has to be done.
But what, you understand,
I
and
understand
does the
what you're
council
saying.
understand where I'm coming from
Oh,
on
yeah,
that?
yeah.
I don't know about our water system. I know this much, Steve Pass knows this much.
Right.
So, I want to know his opinion.
Oh, Steve can tell you.
Okay, so how is him getting the agenda at the same time that the council gets the agenda potentially coercion?
Oh, I don't know.
If you
mine
need to
is-
talk about it, or if you get a text or a phone call about what's on the agenda, that's when your coercion starts.
What she's saying, Alex, like if you get this agenda and,
Can you reach out to him and ask a question?
yeah, and you're reaching out before the public meeting,
Meeting,
that's where
but he can get it in advance.
he can get this in advance and he can answer
So
the
there's no-
question. He can answer the question
Mhm.
that you have
In
in
the
this,
public
in
meeting?
this public meeting.
Okay.
Yes.
But there's no,
Well, I'm not an elected official, and it's against the law for three of y'all to get together at one time.
You're
Yeah.
right.
But I can get together with any of you want anytime, and it's not no problem.
Right. Yeah,
I mean, either one of the department,
your department head, right.
because I'm not a vote.
Right. You're not about.
If you,
I didn't know I could
I
swing
mean,
you
we've
vote.
never had a problem with it in the past, as far as department heads getting involved in the agenda. Or the seconds, or any of that stuff, so I'm not sure where it's going either, but that's just my opinion.
I just want everybody to be informed. And I want to, every ounce of information I can get on something before I have to vote. And I feel like in the past, that has not happened. At some of these meetings, I feel like I was misinformed on information. I learned information after I had already voted on something.
Yeah.
And I want that to stop. So whatever we have to do when we amend this resolution to make that happen, in my opinion, that's what I want that to be in writing somewhere. That us, the mayor and the council and the department heads get the agenda in advance.
I put in the orders to say that. How about-
Basically, all I thought was doing here is
It is.
on the, agenda was just changing a word.
Yeah.
From the department,
Taking the
or from
orders off.
board to like department.
Okay, well, explain that to me. So what are we gonna call the park board?
The park board will stay the park board, it is a board,
Yes.
but everything else that had been listed under boards, like police, if you remember, on our others, it had, under boards, it had police department, water department, or utility department.
So the police department and Steve will still have their opportunity to give their report.
Yes, yes,
There's
It's
no
just-
board.
it's just not a board.
Yeah.
Now, years ago, they did have a medical clinic board, but for some reason, I don't know, Steve, you might know why they done away with it.
You had one that was a three-member board, you had one that was about a 7 or 8, that was during construction. 3-member board was for operating it, but
Yeah.
that's leased out to the hospital.
But now, so that's the reason they done away with it. Okay.
Yeah, see that public comment thing?
Yeah, and see, it also has board reports.
So you're just removing board from.
Yes.
Just changing, yeah.
And then,
I understand.
Now, as far as the like leaving like Lori Parson or Pearson, and wait until the end for her to speak. We've always moved it where they can go ahead and do it.
But if we go by our resolution we got now, she was supposed to speak at the end.
Yeah,
That's the resolution that we approved in the past.
we just moved her up.
And then also with that, so Mayor, while you're amending that, do you need to move your speakers to the top, or is that
Yeah.
something that you'll decide?
No, we'll move it to the top.
I thought you always did that just as a courtesy.
We did that, I mean, you know, we come
Let
in
them
here,
speak, cause they might have somewhere to go.
you know, when, with the other mayors, they would
Is that
say, well,
against-
you know,
Is that against,
for courtesy, we just gonna let you go ahead and speak instead of waiting until the end.
would that be against the law to go for you to say,
As a courtesy?
it was courtesy, instead of speaking at the end, we'll let you speak right now? I mean, I've
That's,
Look at that,
I've
we don't
seen that
know.
for 40
Yeah.
years done, so I didn't know if
Yeah.
there was anything wrong. Maybe I need to go to jail. Something like that.
We'll go together.
Yeah.
I think that's all I have on that.
Okay, all right, next. Let me see what we got.
Thank you.
They're gonna have the tourist annual meeting is Thursday, January the 15th. They've invited all the council, and the mayor, if you wanna attend. That's it, from 11 to 1 p.m. So, anybody that wants to attend that,
We need a head count. give
they
them
need a
for
head
it.
count, give to, Miranda.
Yeah. No free lunch?
Uh,
You'll be out of town? Chad, you reaching to go?
I have to let you know.
yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do it. All right, back at our, before Christmas, you know, the, employees had asked for a day off,
Is that flex day?
for that flex day, yeah, that they was talking about.
Yeah.
Or whatever, yeah, gap day. Well, during that time, you know, we said, yes, you could do it, use a personal day or a vacation day. Well, during this time, governor and the president, they made it a holiday, a one-time holiday. Miranda asked me, did I want to use it? I said, that'll have to go before the council because the council voted they could use the gap day. So now I'm bringing it before you, do you want,
What? For 2026, 2025?
So what
Yeah.
that means is they'll get their day back, and since it was a holiday, it's a payday for them.
Yeah.
yes, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying, instead of
What's-
them using that.
What does our handbook say? I know there's a list of holidays on it,
We go by state holidays.
We go by state holidays,
but there's a list of holidays.
There is a list of holidays.
yes.
Is the day after Christmas listed?
In the beginning, it was not, but as of, whenever she signed it in to order, it went on her website.
I'm not asking about that. I'm asking about our handbook.
The handbook
No, it
states-
does, no, just make it simple, no, it's not in the handbook.
Yeah.
Because it's
What-
new, they just did that.
What Miranda's question was, do we want to honor that day? This, you know, it's a one-time, it was a one-time, do we want to honor that day instead of them using a vacation day or a personal day?
Does everybody have
State
vacation
law?
days and personal days?
I was on vacation.
So one person used LWOP, which is leave without pay. Other people did use the time that they had available. I used sick time. You
I mean, isn't
used
that the kind
comp
of thing
time.
that we give personal days for is?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's for, I'm just asking,
Yes, it's just because the handbook stated.
It violated when the governor made it a declaration.
Where did the governor sign it in?
The week of Christmas.
you know, we,
When Trump did, Yeah, did she come back and sign it, I think, too. Yeah.
Yeah, we can, honor.
well, you know, the town, I mean, I know in the handbook, it says we'll go by, we'll use state holidays. But that has to be, we have, as a town, we have to vote on whether we're gonna honor that state holiday. You know, you got a lot of businesses out there that don't honor every state
Yeah.
holiday.
Here's the way I see it. If it's not listed in our handbook, we have that handbook for a reason. It's not a suggestion, it's a policy we're supposed to go by.
Yeah.
I realize it says state holiday, but it also lists the holidays. Now, I don't have a problem with it coming before the council, that if everybody in the office wants to take a personal day, and we close the office and the council says, yes, close the office, but you're using a personal day, I don't have a problem with that. But this thing where we just keep coming back, you know, wanting state holidays because Trump and Kay Ivey said that it's a state holiday, you know, do we not have a handbook and a policy for a reason? Like,
Yeah. Well, the only reason I brought it to the council is because Miranda wanted to make sure that's what we wanted to do, keep it the way we voted, or did you want to do this? That's the only reason I
I
brought it.
understand.
How many days do y'all get?
State holidays.
Every state holiday.
You get state holidays, and how many personal days you get?
We get three.
Three
I
personal
thought-
days?
I thought it was five.
No.
You get three personal, and how many sick days? Do you
Okay,
get paid on
40
sick days?
Huh?
Get paid on sick days?
Build up those sick days
Build
over.
up on sick days. How many sick days you get?
Alright, you get a week.
You get 1 week.
Yeah.
1 week sick
And
day.
you
And
have-
that's if you're not, you're coming to work and you're not taking it off, right?
Right, and how we do, we give you a week up front, okay? So, you're new here, after 90 days, you know, you get your personal days. Alright, here's your week, don't die within this, you know, after a week, in your first year. So we don't accrue hours, we don't do that.
And it has to be used by the end of the year,
Your personal days too.
okay?
But sick
And
time,
the sick time rolls over, accrued, because it's.
Yes, 6 hour rollover along with your vacation.
As it should, if you come to work.
to a limit, is there a limit on how much sick time you can accrue?
Yeah, 1,014.40. Now,
In the new region, that was.
yeah,
I'm the only one that's maxed
now,
out.
with that being
That's
said,
And I've built
Not
up
days.
twice.
No, that's all.
that's how, that is 6 months.
So what that is that
People
accumulates
be sick for 10
6
years.
months.
That's 6 months. Now, with Dominion, whenever did the payroll that deposited on the second, it updated everybody's information. So it gave Steve an additional 40 hours. So he reached over the max that's allowed in our handbook. But the mayor did honor that, since the mayor is part of day-to-day operations.
Coming from a teacher perspective, we got 5 personal days and 1 sick day a month accrued. I would allow that day as a holiday. That's just my vote.
If that happens though, let's say
But
that
that's
day
not
falls
every
on
year.
weekend. I mean, how, are you gonna honor that day on that next Monday?
Well, the only reason this came up is because the additional holiday was signed in.
Right.
It's just the
Because on the second, we were closed, but everybody had to use personal
How
time.
much vacation time do you
Do what?
get? Vacation,
How much vacation? You get a week.
so 5 days.
Yes.
What's the difference in a personal day and a vacation day?
Personal day is the 3 PTO days, right? That's a personal, and vacation is,
Vacation is what?
it is just vacation, like it's not personal time. I don't.
Your vacation ain't
Yeah.
your personal time.
Right.
Well, it's basically, they call it
It's the
personal
same.
It's
time, so
basically
it's
the
just,
same.
I tell you how they come up with 3 personal days many years ago.
I know.
They wanted, one of the council members voted for the 3 days. He didn't want you to have to lie for the reason you take it off. 3 days a year. Now, if you got sick time that you accrue, and I think that accrues maybe 8 hours a month, and you can't build up but 1,440, whatever it is. And like I said, I built mine, I know 3 different times every time we change something. You know, not lately, in the years past, every time something changed over. So I'm maxed out, I don't build anymore. But everybody else, if they take something, you can keep accruing that. I think it's $8 a month.
Well, I'm just gonna take it from a corporate job. You coming to work, or you taking a personal day?
okay, what does the council want to do? Yea or nay? That's what I need to know.
I would give them the holiday.
Are you putting that in a motion?
I motion to give them the holiday.
All right, do we have a second?
I'm second.
We got a second.
Councilman Jason Bixby,
Yes.
Councilman Don McDougal, Councilman Chad Pass,
Yes.
Yes.
Monica Moore.
No.
What we're voting on, does our handbook not say we're honoring all state holidays?
Correct.
But then, I haven't read the handbook,
But
then
then,
it breaks down each holiday after that, it names them.
Yeah.
And this wasn't a state holiday until right before Christmas.
Right.
So it could go either way. That's the way I'm seeing it. And it may not happen next year.
here's the reality. Either we abide by our policy that we have passed and approved, or we go by what Trump and, Governor Adams said.
Well, I think President Trump,
Oh, well,
or
if you
authority.
Listen, it's a done deal. It's a done deal now. Okay, moving on. Resolution 2026, unneeded personal properties, surplus of office equipment, which was a round table and 2 unusable desks, an outdated copier, and the 2007 Ford F-150 sale for fair market price. I'm gonna ask, we suspend the rules and go to the immediate consideration of this resolution.
I have, I guess, not really, there may, you might consider this a question, but really more of a statement. And I really wish Bill was here where I could say this to him face to face, but I honestly would say this no matter who the employee was that was potentially purchasing this. I just feel like this could potentially cause some controversy.
I'd rather somebody non-affiliated with the town of Cleveland buy it.
What is the basis that we're basing this off and say that we could just get rid of this truck without doing a sealed bid?
Well,
How's Bill's name in this?
Chuck, you don't have to.
Right here. Here's my question, right?
Yeah,
Who's been using the truck?
Huh?
Who's been using the truck?
It's sitting over there, it's not been used.
Okay.
We tried to give it away.
We tried to give it away.
Nobody wanted it?
Nobody wanted it.
Okay.
So
If we
Bill,
had an employee that wanted to
so I had
purchase it,
Miranda to call the lead, or email the lead.
So we couldn't even give it away.
No.
Does it run?
Yeah, it runs.
Why nobody want it?
Well, the trade school, we tried to get, it's got, yeah, it's gonna have to have a motor in it. I mean,
Well,
because I want to make sure that everything,
I'm missing discussion.
well, I wanted everybody to know that it offered the 500. That's
What if Bill buys it for 500 and Joe Blow next door was there and said, well, I'll give y'all 6.
Well, now, it's up. Hey, listen.
And I understand that that's what the league says, but let me say this, every time I've ever asked the league a legal question, they give me an answer, but they always say, what?
Contact your attorney.
Is he here? Well, I can
I mean, they
contact,
always.
have you contacted Alex about this?
No, I have not.
Okay. My motion, we table that until we can have a discussion with our legal counsel.
Okay.
We haven't sealed,
And
we tried to give it away, we haven't put it up for auction.
We tried to put it on gov.com, they would not accept it.
what about sealed bids?
We have not tried to see what it is, no.
Is he already changed money?
No.
And honestly, I don't want it to sound like I'm knocking Bill,
No, I 100%
but
agree with you.
I don't want it to come back on Bill, is what, honestly, what I want. So, and I care about Bill enough to just come out and say that. You know,
I can tell you, and I don't know what the question is and what the answer is, so I'm gonna be honest here.
Yeah.
Whatever it is like you want to protect Bill, I agree with you 100%, it'd be better for him. You can put that out now for sealed bids, you know, somebody just advertise it, we're taking bids, we're gonna open them up, just say Monday at 12 o'clock, or whatever time.
Yeah.
And let Bill bid on it and just put it on, if somebody else wants to, they can.
Right.
Give them an opportunity, not just one person.
I don't feel comfortable acting on that portion yet. Now, if they want to throw the tables and the desk away,
Alright, so we can amend the resolution to surplus, round table, copier, and the 2 desks that need to go. And then we can amend the table section 3.
Yeah,
Section 2, sorry, section 2.
if that's what the council wants.
I motion to do that.
I second it.
and just for a point of discussion, this is only for the furniture. This has nothing to do with the truck, correct?
Right. Amend section 2 to remove from resolution.
Well, how did people know Bill was gonna buy it for us?
Nobody knows Bill's gonna buy it, Bill came to me,
Well, Bill's name got brought up.
I brought it up a while ago.
Actually, I
That
put it
bill
on the resolution,
offered.
Mayor. It's on the resolution.
Huh?
I put William Perry on the resolution.
Oh, okay.
So, well, yeah, that's where the bottom came from, because that's where I was taught.
No, I'm saying that's really, yeah.
So, let's go back. Alright, you made a motion.
I second.
Okay. Alright, Jason Grigsby,
Yes.
Don McDougal,
Yeah.
Chad Pass,
Yes.
Monica Moore,
Yes.
Alex Baldwin.
Yes.
Okay, next on the agenda is we're meeting with, Martin Copeland, Zero, about the, business license and building permits. Monday, you know, get a kind of
Is this a different tax bill for them?
no, we're,
This would be
yeah,
what we would use should we get away from
having
having.
you, yes.
We met with the state.
Yeah, the state,
If we go with the state, we'll have to use Zero, I guess, to
for
to
business
keep up with our
license,
business licenses and building permits.
and we're meeting with him Monday,
Oh,
because we're already using Zero
okay.
for everything else.
Yeah, okay. So this is, if we do decide, and even we don't have to, we can still use Avenue to collect our taxes and just take away the business license and still bring those back in, okay? But it's an option, because it's a totally separate agreement that we have with them.
Let Zero take over.
Yeah, and then bring them back in-house. They charged us $13.65 per business license, that, you know, renew whenever they send out.
Who's they?
Ma'am,
Who is they?
Avenue. Alright, she said it was $1,500, but they had mailed out. That's $20,475 that we can bring back
I
in-house.
would agree. How's that, where we pay Zero?
Well, we gotta see what the price is, but we already have a Zero
We got
program.
that many businesses.
That's what she said.
Something like that.
So wait, so
That's what they mailed out.
they charge 13,
$13.65 per business license is mailed out.
no matter whether they come in to here or not. But that's for mailing.
The renewals mail out.
That's for $13.
$13.65 per license.
Well, so that means you're gonna have to bail out 1,500.
Or I can email it.
She said like $1,500.
That's gonna be easy. I didn't get the email, so I'm not buying a
I don't
business.
like that.
But that's the difference though. is You're gonna be doing that work instead of having to.
Why will you be doing it, not Zero?
Cause Zero's a program.
Yeah,
Oh,
Zero's
is it?
a program.
Okay. So before we started using them, you were doing them anyway. right? No.
She's not making them.
No,
Okay, before we started using the program, how were people getting business cards?
Before, I guess they
They
go
were
back to
using,
the, yeah,
It's been a
1947.
minute, I got you. I feel
So,
like, okay.
how are we doing that? We've been, well, they've changed names a few times, but we've been with that in Chicago.
You was,
Way before then.
was questioning the 1,500 businesses.
Yeah.
You know, there's not that many here in Cleveland, but there's
People that do business outside of Cleveland.
outside of Cleveland. And I have a good legitimate question, just for me to know, and not trying to throw anybody on the bus. But if you're doing them, how would you know how to bill somebody a business license that say somebody new that's way outside? How would you know that?
Yeah, I mean, like way out, I mean, I'm not
Just
understanding.
say somebody in Jasper, but they deliver stuff here.
So that's the delivery, yes.
But you have no idea, how do you know that?
Okay, that's also gonna go back to the, SSU two tax also, like the seller's tax.
Okay.
So that is collected also by the state,
Right.
right?
But
And
how
they have
would
to
you,
report it.
what I get at, how would you know that, to know to send that, a business license to that particular business? You know, because, and that's what that lady said a while ago, they're cross-referencing everything. But like, with you having to do it, how would you know, say that one or somebody
Door-to-door sales.
door-to-door
How would you
sales,
spell it?
how would you know to do those business licenses while you're getting
Oh, that magic 8 ball that I have on my bed.
And,
But go ahead.
I just wondered, I didn't.
yeah, I mean, to that point, yes, it would bring, we wouldn't be paying Avenue that $13 per business license, but what Steve is saying is potentially we could lose.
A delivery fee, like that guy with his gas the other day.
And like, I live in Cleveland, but I do work in Oniana, so I buy a business license in Oniana. You know, how would you, Miranda, know that I'm coming from somewhere else to spray somebody's yard
Right,
in Cleveland?
now, with that, you know, they're supposed to give us a file of what all businesses have used Avenue. You know, we should, you know, it's a big, huge spreadsheet.
So Avenue's supposed
You're supposed to, yes, give it
They
to
just
us.
wouldn't know the new ones.
Yeah. But that would be, you know, going back to that the business owner should be aware that I have to get a business license. And again, I know people that don't do that, and I know there's a lot of people that don't do that, because they're gonna see if they can get bootleg and see what they can get away with, and not have to buy it.
There's cross-referencing licensing is also cross-referencing our tax collectors.
Right, and see, and with that,
They would be able to do that.
I put it with reports, you know, depending on which way we go.
Who's gonna give you reports?
Actually, you can get reports off, the Department of Revenue's website. That's all the Avenue does. There is a file that they pull off the Alabama Department of Revenue's website. That's where they get their file.
How that would work.
Oh, are you? Okay, is there anything else to come before the council?
One more thing, just real quick.
I may not love us all like this.
Today is Sherry White's 90th birthday, who was a council member here and has lived here forever, and he's like a grandfather to me. So I just wanted to say that I appreciate Sherry White's service and his being here all my life, and that I love Sherry White.
Talking about Sherry, somebody said something the other day about him being 90. He said, no. He said, I won't be 90 till I'm on.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex, and stuff like that. You can, go let me know, you can put it on the website, and we can also put it on the Facebook.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, your general fund and water department.
Can,
Fine.
speaking of them, can we get, the department heads get a copy of those with?
Of the packets,
If we have, if we get packets, can we get?
Yeah.
I think that's.
Cause I don't have
Yeah, we
general
can.
fund or water department.
I think that'd be good.
Anything else?
How much it's spending.
Anything else come before the council? If not, do I hear a motion?
I
to
motion
adjourn?
with adjourn.
I thought you knew.
Alright, this is the first quarter, y'all, and Miami's winning 3-0.
Mike and Lady, I'm on.
Yeah.
Y'all did a fine job tonight.